Hello. Hello, hello. What up, what up? Dark Emperor, 41 months. Oh my god, thank you, Dark Emperor. 41. What? They were the 41 months. Woo! Woo! Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Alright. Let's see, while we're waiting, we'll just randomly paint something. We'll just randomly throw some paint on this guy. What'd be cool on him? Silver? Some sort of silver. Maybe old granite steel. Yeah. Yep, good old Warhammer stream. Let's see here. This looks good. I just discovered Warhammer videos on YouTube now stream. Hell yeah. Coming in at the right time. A little over here. Alright. Tiny little... Alright. What up, what up? Hold on, I'm gonna see if this works. Oh, yeah, it's pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. Is this still part of his armor? I think it is. So I gotta like... There we go. Maybe I'll paint his actual chainmail something different. That's pretty good. What up, everybody? How's it going? Instead of doing my casual, like, hey, everybody, here I am, I just started painting. I just got into 40k because my girlfriend, I plan on building a Nurgle army. Any tips for a newbie? Yeah, I can give you the tips that I kind of give everybody when they start. So I'd say initially, when you learn to build and paint the kind of cannon fodder units, you know what I mean? So, you know, don't start with like a Bastillodon. Start with like some shitty skink unit, right? Because there's like 60 skinks, and there's only a couple Bastillodons, so, you know, practice with the small guys. And you'll feel worse about messing up. So that's probably one of my biggest tips. Ooh, I like that. What up, Harper Hex? What up, Boogar? What up, Quackadon? What up, Comrade? What up? What up? Let's see. I'm gonna try to paint this helmet thing. I'm also gonna move this. Oh god, here we go. Boy. Don't mess up. Don't mess up. Okay, looking good. Looking good. Okay, a little more. Yeah, and after you've done all the smaller guys, getting to paint the big guys, it feels a lot more rewarding. Plus, you like learn techniques and you learn about what to do and everything when you're painting the smaller guys. Then you're like, oh, okay. You know, you kind of get used to painting. and it just helps a lot with that. You don't have to like speed paint through them, you know, you can take your time still. It's just about learning. Let's see. I get all the parts I wanted. Yeah, looks pretty good. Hold on. Maybe you're right, I gotta get a little near. Yeah, and sometimes, if you think you messed up, you can turn it into a positive. For example, do I have him here? I think I do. Yeah, it's right there. Hold on. Okay. Let's finish this. There we go. Okay. Here's, hold on. I'm holding it really weird. Yeah, it's the same as like video games. You're not gonna start by fighting the final boss. You're gonna start by fighting the weaker mobs, right? So you work your way up. So you start with the, you know, small guys, and you work your way up to the big one. There you go, hold on. Hey, there you go. I painted his shiny metal upper thing. Okay. Ah, there it is. Oh. And then I already painted his fur a while back, but I only did like the, you know, the hair and like the horns and stuff. I still gotta paint like his axes and everything. So there we go. Yeah, get back there. Shadow Stew, 32 months. Look at the 32 months Shadow Stew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Swag. Thank you for the 32 months. Oh, this is what I was going to show. Okay. So here's my Croxagore, right? So he's just here ready to smash stuff. But you see his like eyes, how he's got the war paint? So when I initially painted that, I was like, oh man, I accidentally made a red mark. And I was like, but what if he just had war paint? So I just made more red marks, and now it looks like he's got like blood tears or like some crazy markings on his face. So, you know, I just kind of turned it around. I was like, hey, let's do a little mix up. So yeah, let's see. I might as well just keep showing stuff off. Here's my Star Priest. I like him. He's a good guy. When he autofocuses, at least. Oh, I had it. Oh, what if I do the old? What if I do the old? Oh. Oh, there it is. Aha. Hey, hey. It's my Star Priest. I have to paint another one now. So yeah, it's you know, it's fun to just experiment around with. Just do your own style, add your own touch. Batukoma 25 bits, they were the 25 bits. Here's my Bastiladon. I actually started repainting my Bastiladon. I was gonna keep doing more of him today. So I used to paint him in contrast paint, and then I didn't really like how it looked. I did like a bunch of weird markings. So like if you see his little shin pads, that's what he used to look like. And I made like a layer, and then I tried to do a weird marking with it, and I was like, I don't like it. So then I went over it with normal paint, mainly these areas, like all the shells, and I did like back here, and then this was like the I don't know this Gauss Blaster green, and then I went over it with like the blue oil, and it created this like dirty looking blue shell. And at first I was like, that's not what I wanted. And then after a while I was like, I kind of like it. And then I went over with another layer of oil, and it kind of looks like he trekked through the mud or something. So now I want to like keep going. There he goes. Now he popped in. See what I mean? Oh, now it's focusing out again. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of got like the Blastoise look going. So I kind of like that. So I think I'm gonna keep trying to improve that. That's my plan. How am I gonna do the crystal? I don't know. Like right now, it's just a really generic yellow crystal, and you know, obviously, I don't really like it. I want it to pop more. I might even paint it a different color. Like it doesn't have to be gold or yellow. But I kind of like this thing being yellow. But I might paint. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. We'll see. There we go. No, I don't have an airbrush. Here, this is my Drakenhof Nightshade. That's the blue stuff I use on. So I'll probably throw some more on there. What did I have to do? I have to... Oh yeah, this part. I gotta do his like little shell here. And I don't know what color to use. So I think I'm gonna use Sotek Green. Because it's like a slightly darker version of that. So I'm just gonna see how it looks. Take a bit, put it on the old palette, go a little bit more, put that on the old palette. Yeah, Citadel has all the crazy paint names. Alright. It's also a great hobby to get into when can't go outside. A little water. There we go. And then just kind of paint all the spots that haven't been painted. Well, that have been painted that I want to repaint. I'm really bad at like the one. Sometimes I'll paint over the spots that I've already painted. So I'm technically doing like multiple layers, but you know, I'm not trying to win contests here. Okay. Oh god, now I'm gonna need to like tilt them up. Alright. Get a little more. There we go. Is the paint non-toxic? You know? It probably will kill you if you drink it. But you also, you know, you have to drink it. It's the rite of passage. That's alright, and I'll do a second layer here in a minute. Yeah. Let's see. Might even do it's like shin pads with this color. Should I? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do a shin pads with this color too. So the one thing you'll also want to know as a newbie painter person that everyone will tell you is thin your paints. So you always want to take a little dab of water and you just put it in, you mix it in with your paint, and then you get a thinner paint, and so it's not all globby. Now the issue is that everyone tells you that, but they don't tell you how much to thin it. So sometimes you thin it too much, and you get some watery ass paint. So you kind of just add a little at a time, and you don't want to over thin it, because that can be just as bad. So when I started streaming painting and stuff like a year ago, That's the number one thing. They're like, Crendar, did you thin your paints? You thin your paint? Crendar, did you thin the paint? You didn't thin the paint. It's like, dude, I did it. I thinned the paint, alright? Okay, good. A little bit here. Neat. Looking good. Oh yeah, that's spicy. That's spicy. Alright, now I gotta do the other side. Grotch Willis, 47 months. There are the 47 months. Grotch Willis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 7. Smart. They were the 47 months. Wet palette. Here's the thing. I did get a wet palette. And I was like, this is pretty neat. But at the same time, it takes a lot of getting used to. Because it would be at a point where I feel like, unless I was going to paint for like hours, it felt kind of like too much for what I was doing. You know what I mean? It was, plus you have to get used to like how much it actually wets the paint with the wet palette. I don't know, it's different. Well, I think when you just have a normal palette and you add your own water, it's definitely, you have a little more control over it. So I feel like you have to get used to that first, and then you graduate to the wet palette instead of just starting with it. That's just me. Meyerwitch, 45 months. Over the 45 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 5. Swag. They were the 45 months. What kind of paint is used for figures? Well, I use Citadel. That's like Games Workshop Warhammer brand, but there's like a bunch of different paints you can use. I think Vallejo is another one, and then there's another one I forget. Mainly because I just use Citadel. Very good, very good. Now there's also different types of paint. There's well, initially there's like the types of paint like layer paints, base paints, dry brush paint, oil, like oils, and then I forget one, like technical paints and stuff. Oh, shades, that's what I meant. And then some technical base paints. So, base paints are kind of like, okay, that's like the first layer you put on, is, you know, your base. You don't have to use base paints for your base, but they're like kind of tailored towards being the base paint. They're usually a lot darker colors, because you kind of build up. So you usually start with the darker colors, and then you work your way to the lighter colors. And then, with contrast paint, there's also contrast paint, which is a more watered down version of the paint. And it kind of does your basing and your shading all in one. So it's really good for things like boar fur, where you just, you know, and you paint all the boar fur, like it's literally just contrast paint. Or like this guy. This guy is primarily contrast paint, and it's good for like scales and bones and stuff. It's really good for like specific things, so I try to like mix and match. But for a lot of like bigger flat surface things, you're just better off doing normal paint. Or for like metal, like Lord Croat. Here's my Lord Croat. That metal thing on his head, that's just normal paint. But his mummified body is literally just Nuln Oil. It's just like a Nuln Oil shade that I just painted. And then his actual like skeleton body up here is the bone contrast skeleton horde bone thing. So I just like I'll mix and match I think you just kind of mix and match everything, and it works out. Okay. Alright, let me just get the sides here. Good, good, good. And I got the other side a little bit. Also, before you paint, you gotta prime. That's another thing. You can't just, like, paint them like plastic. You have to actually spray prime them so that they're ready to be painted. That's an important step. So you don't just start painting and wonder why your paint isn't sticking. Okay. So now, take a little more. Here's my thing. Oh yeah, there's also brush on primer. You just have to prime them in some way. I'm happy you're streaming this. I just went down the Warhammer rabbit hole today, got introduced looking into it. Nice. Yeah, I mean, when you initially get into it, the best thing to do is just either find some units you like or an army you like. And then get one thing that you really like from that army. And then maybe like the cannon fodder units, like the skinks or the warriors or the whatever. That's usually the best thing to do. And then before you know it, you'll have too many things to even know about. Where did I put it? Oh. There. Alright. There we go. Just blob it on. A little wet. A little water. Here comes layer number 2. There we go. Here we are. Gonna have to tilt them again. Oh yeah, I wanted to try magnets and stuff and detachable parts, but I haven't done that yet. But I did want to learn. Neat. Okay. Actually, I might put some down here. Okay. Cool. And then... Uh-oh. I might have to do a little in here. There we go. That's good. I just kind of go back and spot paint. Honestly, you can spend hours just painting all the little like intricacies. Like every model. You can spend like hours on just like some drum. I remember I did that one time. I painted the dude's drum for like 2 hours. Okay, neat. Yep, gotta go down here. Okay. Good. And back over here. Let's go. If you mess up and you get like some paint on part of his skin or something like that, it's pretty easy to correct. You literally just, you can either paint over it with the color you primed with and then paint over the color you want, or you can just paint over it with like some layers of the other one. It's just, you know, most of the time it's not a big deal, especially if it's not like a lot. Neat. There we go. This is the Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition music. Lancer Eagle with the 51 months. I was told we'd cruise the seas for Kul Tiran gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears. I'm a broken orc on a Theramore pier, the last of Krendor's privateers. Thank you very much for the 51 months. 51? What? They were 51 months. Lancer Eagle. Atom Bomb with the 8 months. Thank you for the 8 months. Atom Bomb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Swag. Ain Venetian with the 44. Mr. Kren, how are you? I'm doing pretty alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Swag. Thank you for the 44 months. Here's my, my one dude. My Maw Crusher guy. I literally only base painted him, and then after that I glued the, guy on top of him. And I've only done his, like, swords and tusks and stuff, but this is like an entire project in itself, painting this guy. So, yeah, well, I'll get to him eventually. Silnix with the subscription. Thank you, Silnix, for subscribing. Swing. And you rolled a 20. You get a bonus high five. Swing. It's your lucky day. You're rolling better than I do in Warhammer. Comrade, 1,500 bits. I gotta go already. Stayed with a nightcap, but I gotta work tomorrow. Good luck on the painting. Thanks, dude. Have a good night. And, may your wine not be bad. Let's see. Oh, God. I've already got paint all over my hand. There we go. Okay. So now, start shading it. So I've actually, while playing the game, I've played the game quite a bit. And every time I played Seraphon, when you roll your Engine of the Gods, in the old book, not the new book, if you rolled a, what was it? I think if you rolled an 18, so 3 6s, you would be able to take a double, or no, it used to be take a double turn, then it was your movement speed is doubled and your attack characteristic is doubled. And I had that happen to me once. And I rolled 3 6s and a 5, because the Slan being near him allowed a 4th dice to be rolled. And you choose 3. And so, I ended up, he was playing Skaven, and so I just blasted him with Bastillodons twice. So I think I rolled like 10 attacks, so I got 20 attacks. And then I just shot with all my skinks, I shot with everything, and I destroyed like a bunch of his Skaven stuff, and it was fantastic. And I never had it happen again. And now I can't, because they nerfed the Engine of the Gods. Harper Hex with the 3,000 bits. Your Goodnight Krendor Warhammer painting ASMR videos are some of my favorite sleep aids. Hell yeah, I actually need to put more of those on the Goodnight Krendor channel. That's a good point. Thank you for the reminder, too. Bum, bum. Sunshine Gaming just subscribed. Thank you, Sunshine Gaming. What? Thank you very much for subscribing. And Venetian 11 with the 82 bits. Thank you for the 82 bits. Alright. But yeah, it's, I love everything. I love building, I love painting, I love playing. I just love Warhammer in general. It is a fun hobby. Where's my shade brush? Where is it? I had it here. And now... Oh, here it is. Neat. I like to support people who paint themselves. It's a fun hobby. Yeah, it's great. I love it. Okay, so I'll take a little bit of this. And this should be dry by now. So I'll just splatter that on. Fantastic. I even throw a little on here. Just to darken it up a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Neat. Cool. This part's already like, if I do a little on the actual edges. Make them pop. That should be good. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Good. And then I need to put some on his shin pads. Quack of Dawn 195 bits. Because nothing is hyper than painting a happy little dinosaur. This guy is a happy dinosaur. No doubt about it. No doubter. It's actually crazy because, like, I'll think to myself, oh my god, I've been doing Warhammer for so long, and really, I got into it last July. So it hasn't even been a year, but I feel like I've been doing it for like 3 years at this point. So it's kind of crazy. So in this scenario, time's going pretty slow. It's fine with me. Oh yeah. It's popping pretty nicely. There we go. Do a little more on this guy. Or this shin. Nice. Nice. Okay. Maybe a little more on his head. Yeah. I think his head needs a bit more. Let's do a quick bloop. Alright. This side. I wanted to play more Warhammer Total War as well. I keep meaning to do that, and then I forget. Okay. Is that it? Oh, the head. Yeah. Here we go. Very nice. Good. Okay. Neat. Now he's just a tanky blue boy. Dun, 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 dun. Alright. I want to start basing stuff. Especially with a lot of the things I've already finished. You know what I mean? It's like I've actually finished a lot of stuff, but I need to base it. And I haven't based anything. But I have a lot of basing materials. So part of it's just like I don't know where to start. I'm like, do I just start by putting the paint down on it, and then I put the little plants and rocks and stuff on? I guess I just watch a video. I act like I can't do that. Actually, I'm gonna paint these things. I don't like that. I painted them like a brown contrast, and now it bothers me. Because it just looks bad. So instead... Rune Lord Brass. It's a layer paint. Oh, this. Brown. Screaming Skull. Actually, this would be a good one. I'll paint it Screaming Skull. Shake it up. It's the Bob Ross Warhammer paint shaking. Headwind with the 5 months. Been playing 40k for a bit, but just bought Gloomspite. Get start collecting. Can't wait for it to come. Hell yeah, that's a good one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swag. I love the. I love all the Gloomspite stuff. They actually have a lot of really good models. Oh, okay. I just tore the entire thing off. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Glue on some sandgrass, maybe technical paint for mud. Yeah, that's what I figured. I don't think it's too bad. And then I'm actually really excited to do that too, because I love environments and aesthetic and everything, so adding more of that to them I think is going to be really fun for me. Alright, hold on. There we go. Put that over here. A little more. This one's already kind of thick. So I'll just throw a little water on there. By thick, I meant thin, because it's not very thick. Let's see. I like that. Actually, I think I do like it. Keep going. I think the orangish red and the blue actually work pretty well together. Let's see. tilt it up again. Alright. What army is this? This is the Seraphon Lizardmen. Used to be Lizardmen, now they're Seraphon, but are literally just Lizardmen. Renamed. In fact, many of their models are from their Lizardmen days, because they're that old. Crazy. Alright, I gotta paint like under here. There. Uh-oh. Hold on, can I get this off? Nope, I'll have to paint over it. Ass. Oh well. A little more. These are the hardest parts, and you gotta like really get in there in all the little tiny details. Alright. Alright. Do the other side. Right now it's very like bright orange, but I'm gonna null oil it. I'll bring it down a bit once I'm done. I'll get some more. Whoop. Just got back from work stocking shells. Appreciate Chill Stream. Hell yeah, dude. Hope you're staying safe. Safe as you can. Let's see, alright. Let's do this. Oh, what do I think of the new elves? I'm not a big elf person. So, I mean, you know, some of their models look cool. I like the big cow elf. That dude's crazy. I love him. I wish I could use him in my Beasts of Chaos army, honestly. But I cannot. That would be cool. How many points this guy? He used to be 280, and I think now he's 220. They dropped him a lot, which is fantastic. Gotta get behind here. Oh, water. There we go. Had to really get in there. Get underneath. Get back here. Oh god. Get under there. Oh god, I am and get over here. Over here. Actually, I can go in this way. Aha. Yeah, that kind of worked. I need a little more. Devin Ryzen gifted a sub to Dejexel. Thank you for gifting Dejexel a sub. What? Thank you very much for the gifted sub. Water block. I might need a tiny bit more. Okay. Neat. Neat, neat, neat. Working down there. Okay. Over here. Need to get a tiny bit in here. Good. Gotta get in here. Okay, it's not bad. That's not bad. Oh, and I gotta get here. Nice. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Now the like sidebars kind of pop a little more instead of just looking really dull. Which this kind of does too, but I don't really want to paint that the same color. I'll figure out what to paint that later. And Dayloss, 25 months. I'm kind of excited about the new Necrons and he plans for joining 40k in the future. I mean, I never say never, because there could be an army that comes in for 40k and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta play that. But right now, I don't really have any army that makes me want to get into it that much. Like, there's some armies I think I'm cool, or I think are cool, but none that make me be like, dude, I want to buy that and build it and paint it. But with Sigmar and Fantasy, I had that with the Orcs, I had that with the Lizardmen. Well, I've always had that with the Lizardmen, but then I had it with the Orcs and then the Beasts of Chaos. And some other ones. I like the Ogres. I like the Gloomspite Gits. I like the Skaven. But the Orcs, Beasts of Chaos, and Seraphon are the main ones I've painted. 40k Orcs are like, I think they're okay. I don't know. I just... I think I just don't like guns and sci-fi and future stuff. I mainly just like bows and arrows and maces. I just like the medieval fantasy scene. I don't know. I don't know. What was I gonna paint? Oh, yeah, I can null oil it. The old null oil. Spilled this one on stream one time. That was a good time. Is this my... no. There it is. I always lose the shade brush. Alright. Also, that... okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can definitely see the, like, spillage on it. That's a war-torn Nuln Oil. Alright. Kill him Okay. And then let's get that all over here. Okay. And a little on the underside, probably. So like that. Soak some of this up. And go all over here. Yeah, I'm gonna need more. Okay. Alright. And the other side. Okay. Get it in all the little areas. Let's move some of this around. Good, good, good. Alright. Okay. Oh, down here. Here we go. All back here. Neat. Yeah, that looks better. And there's still like. There we go. I used to soak up too much Nuln Oil. I used to be like, I don't want this there, and then I would just kind of get rid of the whole point of shading. So I would just clean it up too much. Okay. Cool.